Hi, I am Jaclyn Steele, and welcome to Self-Discovery. Howard Thurman so beautifully wrote, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." Coming alive. That, my friends, is what self-discovery is all about.
Wear that mask for.
Hello, beautiful listeners. Happy Wednesday to you. I'm so glad that you are here. I hope your Thanksgiving was beautiful. I hope that, if you listened to the last episode on mentally prepping for the holidays, that it was helpful to you during this time. After pulling a card in the last episode, felt so in the flow as I was recording the episode, I wanted to do that again. And so I did. And this time I pulled from Rebecca Campbell's deck called the Starseed Oracle with artwork by Danielle Noel. It is one of my favorite oracle decks of all time. And I asked again, what do you want the listeners to know? And what should the extension message be based on the title of this episode, which is How to Be and Feel Undeniably Powerful. And I'm so excited to share with you guys the contents of this episode. But the card that I pulled is called Portal. And the lines under it are: doors are opening, period. You decide, period. Rewards, period. Wild card, period. And here is what the booklet says. Doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. So guys, if you're listening to this, your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. The timing is right. The universe is saying, yes, you have the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It's also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short space of time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking. Projects that you have been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into that new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use this energy and jump right on in. Starseed Soul Inquiry is, what would you most like to experience? What would you most like to experience? I love this card for so many reasons. I feel like it's such an affirmation based on the contents of this episode that I'm about to share with you, that the timing is right for us to step into our power. And I had a conversation with a coaching client today, and it's not the kind of power that we use to wield over others. It's not a manipulative power. It is not a power used to exercise your influence in any negative way. It is the kind of power that comes from self-worth, which is the most powerful kind of power, if you ask me. Okay, so that was fun. We drew the portal card for this episode. Next, you know what I'm going to say. If you haven't left me a review, please do. If you have not joined my Sacred Rebel affirmation text chain, please do. I love interacting with you guys in that way. I send out encouraging texts a couple times a week. It's a free service. Text me at 480-531-6858. Again, that's 480-531-6858. Opt in, type in the word sacred, and you will be added to the list. It is free right now. I am getting such incredible positive feedback. So many people saying, oh, you sent this to me just at the right time. And I know that I'm sending things at the right time because it's not really me. They're divine inklings and divine downloads that I'm sending out, knowing like this is what needs to be said right now. So I don't take credit for it in any way, shape, or form. Then last piece of business, actually 2 more pieces of business. If you haven't signed up for The Scoop, which is my newsletter, it is such a fun breath of fresh air to write. And my goal is that it's a breath of fresh air in your inbox. The way to sign up is in the show notes. Otherwise, you can go to my website, jaclynsteele.com, and there are several ways you can sign up there. There's a pop-up. There's a thing on the homepage. Anyways, you get the idea. You're smart. You can figure it out. It's a really fun newsletter to be a part of. And last thing is, I'm celebrating the heck out of the 100th episode of this podcast. I'm so proud, guys. I'm so proud that I am almost 100 episodes in, and I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you and your beautiful ears and attention, listening and participating and clicking on the episodes every week. My gosh, I am so grateful, and I want to share my gratitude by doing a giveaway from some of my favorite companies on the planet. I am doing posts on Instagram so you can see pictures of these awesome prizes, but I'm doing 3 presents. Each are valued well over $50. And in each box contains, or within each box, contains some of my favorite things that I use on a daily basis. So stuff from Parker Clay, stuff from Living Libations, crystals, the Magic of I journal that I absolutely love, Palo Santo incense sticks, Rise, which is my favorite superfood coffee, doTERRA lavender oil roller, several other things. And toward the end of the year, I am going to choose names based on this entry system and send it to you guys from my heart to yours. But all you have to do to enter is leave the podcast a review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and then send a screenshot of that review to hello@jaclynsteele.com. That email address is also in the show notes if you can't remember it. And if you want bonus entries, do a video review that I could share on social media, and or an audio review. If you want to do all 3, do a written review, an audio review, and a video review, then I will give you 3 entries to win one of these prize boxes. So it's such a fun thing. I appreciate you guys so much, and I want to give back and participate in this holiday season of gift giving and joy sharing. Okay. So we are fast approaching 2022. Does anybody else feel like 2021 just flew by? I feel like I blinked and it's almost over. And around this time of year is when I start to think about what my goals and what my desires are for the new year. And here is my wish for myself and for you. And that is that you would own your worth and wield it wisely. I have, in my 35 years, struggled with self-worth. I get it. It's a concept that is so often thrown around, but it's elusive if we haven't truly felt it before. So in this podcast, I want to address 2 things. Simple. These 2 things, in my opinion, are the essence of personal power. If you master these 2 things, you will be and feel undeniably powerful. And the message from the universe that we got in the Oracle card today in the portal card is that now is your effing time, my friend. Now is your time. So if you implement these two things, I have no doubt that you are going to take off like a freaking rocket ship. The first thing is letting go of other people's point of view. I'm going to say it again. Letting go of other people's point of view. Gone are the days when your self-worth rests in someone else's hands. That is not a sustainable way of living. It's not healthy. It's not safe. You, my beautiful listener, you are the driver of your life. Not your dad, not your mom, not your best friend, not your coworker, not the celebrity you look up to. You wake up and go to bed with you every single day. And last time I checked, that's something that will be true until the day that we die. So my question for you is this. Do you want to live every day in a way that will make you feel proud and satisfied and fulfilled? Or do you want to live every day making someone else feel proud and satisfied and fulfilled? Because the choice is yours. And here's the thing. I get it. This can be easier said than done, especially if we are seeking approval or love or significance from others. However, the greatest gift you can give yourself is the power to be in control of your own life. You can respect your mom and still disagree with her. You can admire your dad and still not want to follow his career path. You can love your friend so much and still not want to live their life. And what I mean by that is, if they are pouring their opinions or their thoughts on what you're doing, consider this. If their life isn't the one that you want to live, then you don't have to take that advice because it's going to lead you down the same path that they're on. Not always, but much of the time. You can learn from your coworker and still make your own decisions. You can look up to that public figure and still make choices that feel in line with your integrity, with your budget, with where you want to go in life. You can post something that really matters to you, knowing someone you love will disagree with it. You can change careers because your heart is suffocating, even though your grandma is terrified you will lose your health insurance. You can move to Bali because you want to start over, even though you don't have everything figured out yet. You could start a candle company because you are wildly passionate about candles, even though there are other candle companies out there in existence, and your brother thinks it's a terrible idea. You can hire a coach, even though your sister thinks it's a waste of money. You can have an Akashic record reading, even if your conservative upbringing tells you that it's BS. That was one for me. You can get a dog because your heart is yearning for companionship, even if the timing isn't perfect or ideal. Beautiful listeners, 2022, even right now, is going to be whatever you make it. And I want to place the emphasis here on you, Y-O-U. What is it that you want? This doesn't mean that you have to be selfish. It just means that your heart and its desires and inklings matter more than the feedback you get from the outside. If you feel it, it can be possible. Whatever it is that's in your head and your heart and your spirit, if you feel it, it can be a reality. Don't let another person's opinion sway you. Stand firm. Own it. Because this is your effing life. So that was the first thing I wanted to address. Letting go of other people's point of view. Okay, by now you guys know that I love a sustainable brand. And today I am so proud to say that this episode is powered by PACT. Their mission is to build Earth's favorite clothing company. In addition to their mission, which is reason enough itself to buy from PACT, here's why I love them so much. Everything they make at PACT starts with Earth's favorite fiber, organic cotton. Growing cotton organically saves vast amounts of water and uses no toxic chemicals. PACT also partners with fair trade certified factories, so they ensure care for both people and the planet. Thank you very much. Their organic cotton items are bomb, you guys. I love their socks and panties. In fact, I'm wearing them right now. They're so comfortable and such a high quality. This is how I like my knickers made. Soft and sustainably sourced. Thank you very much. They also offer the option to offset the carbon footprint of your shipment. And their range of goods is vast. Organic sheets? Check. Organic t-shirts? Check. Organic undergarments for men and women? Check. Organic dresses? Check. Organic yoga pants? Check. And I feel like I'm just getting started. I have a bunch of their panties and socks and a tank top. And when I went to purchase their organic king sheets, they were sold out. But fortunately for me, I have been monitoring their website and I got my paws on their organic king size sheet. I'm telling you, these sheets are fantastic. Go to wearpack.com and use code Jaclyn20 for 20% off your first time purchases, not including sale and cannot be combined with other offers. The link and code are in the show notes, and you can also visit jaclynsteele.com/pact to see some of my favorite PACT picks. If you have been listening to this podcast for any length of time, then you know how vitally important wellness is to me. It affects every area of our lives. And I'm a firm believer that our bodies want to be healthy, that health is homeostasis. But in a world with so much stress, toxic gunk, and nutrient depleted food, sometimes we need a little help. Today's episode is supported by INFOPATHY. This is a revolutionary company that creates at-home devices that program healing frequencies into water. Yeah, you heard me right. You can program water with what are called ICs. And those are electromagnetic signals that stimulate our body's own healing. So essentially, you program the water enters our body and it stimulates our body's own healing devices to heal ourselves. How beautiful is that? Maybe you suffer from allergies or ADHD, or you have digestive issues or mineral deficiencies, or maybe you have mental health issues or reproductive issues, or like me, maybe you have hypothyroidism. There are thousands of ICs and complexes you can choose from to program your water with healing frequencies. Robert Black and I did an in-depth podcast episode on this, episode 93, as well as an episode on the vital importance of structured water. And all of that information is in episode 92. INFOPATHY has several devices you can choose from to program your water. The starter device is $65, so it's very affordable. And then you subscribe to their monthly membership for $10 a month or $8 a month if you want to pay a yearly subscription. And that will give you access to literally thousands of ICs and complexes, or to simplify, healing frequencies to program your water for optimal health. I personally have all three of their programming devices. You can learn more and read testimonials at www.infopathy.com, and that's INFOPATHY.com. And then use code Jaclyn10 for 10% off your order. All of that information is in the show notes, but again, you're going to head to infopathy.com and use code Jaclyn10 for 10% off your order. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I believe frequency healing is the future of healthcare. The second thing I want to address on the road to being and feeling undeniably powerful is owning your worth. Oh, if I could hug each and every one of you right now and look you in the eyes and say that very phrase, own your worth. I'd be a happy woman, because I believe it. I believe each and every one of us is so freaking powerful and worthy and amazing. And until we step into that, we're always going to be operating from a place that doesn't allow us to show up fully. So owning your worth. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to show your worth. You don't have to talk about your worth. All you have to do is be. I've come to a place where I know who I am, and if people misinterpret that, it's not my responsibility. That bears repeating. Your opinion of me is not my responsibility. And some may think of this as callous, but it's not, and here's why. Because in this instance, I know who I am. I've done the work around this. Am I ever evolving? Yes, but I've put in a lot of time into this work. So I know who I am. I know the purity of my intentions. I know the woman behind the voice and the words and whatever else presents itself in public. And that woman loves. That woman wants the best for humanity. That woman wants to show up as the biggest, most badass version of herself because she knows that has the power to make a ripple effect in the world. If someone doesn't like that, I've come to a place where I'm okay with it because I know my intentions and that's enough for me. And those people that misinterpret my intentions or don't like me or are offended by me, I wish them light and love and happiness, truly. And they are free to move on to the next. I used to get really caught up in how I presented myself in social media, in and on social media. I wanted people to understand the authenticity of who I was and the authenticity behind what I was sharing. And I wanted people to like me. I am someone who really enjoys when people like me back. I think so many of us can relate to this. This approach, however, in the way that I showed up on social media and sometimes in life, is innately flawed. Why? Because we can never control what another person thinks of us or how they perceive us. Ever. Their perceptions are based on their experiences, their community, their feedback loops, all of which we have no control over. None. Nada. Zip. So is that a good use of my energy? Absolutely not. So now, instead, I focus on being the truest version of myself. I focus on adding value, being helpful, asking questions, sharing researched opinions. And if someone doesn't like it, and sometimes they don't, that's okay. Again, I wish them the absolute best. And I go to bed at night understanding that not everyone needs to agree with me. And not everyone is going to like me. And that's okay as long as I like me. Continuing on with owning your worth, let's talk about what not owning your worth looks like. Okay? Sometimes it's helpful to know what something isn't. And it helps us understand to then know what it really is. So this is what not owning your worth looks like. It's second guessing yourself around every corner. It's feeling like you need one more accomplishment, one more feather in your hat on top of all the other things you've already accomplished. Because then you will feel worthy of attention or love or significance. It's apologizing for everything, even if something is not your fault. It's filling up the silence between sentences because you're nervous. It's texting someone and when they don't reply right away, texting them back again with something else. It's putting your happiness in someone else's hands. That's handing over total control of your emotional life and state. It's the either or complex. Either I win at this or I'm a total failure. Either I get the job or my life is over. That's not owning your worth, friends. Life is full of nuance, and there is a much bigger plan at play for your life. I know it in my bones. It's catastrophizing everything because you want to be in control all the time, because you have lied to yourself and allowed yourself to believe that the only way you will feel safe is if you're in control. Control is an illusion. It's allowing other people to make your decisions for you, whether that's your parents or your friends or the media or that person you really want to please or that person you really want to like you. It's being passive aggressive with someone that hurt your feelings instead of womaning up or manning up and telling them the truth. It's relying on someone else to make something happen for you. It's staying in the same job you hate because you're terrified to make the leap. It's eating crap food day in and day out and feeling like crap because you don't value your body. It's not taking action on something when you have every ability to take action on it, and it's what your heart is telling you to take action on. It's refusing to own your own shit and blame others for everything in your life you don't like. It's spinning and spinning and spinning yourself into chaos because you are afraid to be alone with who you really are. We all do that in some capacity at different points in our lives. When we experience pain or trauma or something that is triggering, it's easier to become busy and just keep doing, rather than allowing ourselves to be, to feel, to heal. Okay, so you get the idea of what self-worth does not look like. Now let's talk about what it does look like. This is the happy stuff. This is the space and area that I want to marinate, to bathe. This is what self-worth looks like. It's gracefully allowing other people to have opinions that differ from your own, because you know what you think and you're comfortable with what you think. You're also comfortable with the consequences of what you think. You know that you can adjust if you need to. It's gracefully allowing other people to have opinions that differ from your own and hearing them out and actually listening to their thoughts and feelings. I feel like that's really important during this crazy time politically and nationally in the United States. It's owning your decisions and not second guessing them, my friend. You know that if you win, you will celebrate. If you are wrong, you will apologize. And if you fail, you will learn from it. All of it is part of the experiencing of life. And you are here to have experiences. Self-worth. It's only signing up for the things you actually want to do. You don't need any more trophies or accomplishments on your resume unless you really want them. And you'll know if you really want them. It's saying what you need to say when you need to say it. You can be kind and still tell the truth. And I would argue that the truth is the ultimate form of kindness. It's not apologizing for taking up space. It's not filling in the silences with babble because you are afraid someone else might be uncomfortable. It's not striving to make everyone in the world comfortable at your own expense. I'm guilty of that. It's texting someone, and if they don't respond, letting that be the answer you need. It's owning your happiness. It's understanding that life can be unpredictable, but that you have the ability to be the calm in the storm. You get to choose what you focus on. It's making decisions that are in line with your integrity and rolling with them no matter what anyone else thinks. It's speaking your truth and laying boundaries instead of speaking behind someone's back or being passive aggressive. It's relying on yourself to make the big move instead of waiting on someone else. It's making a different career choice, even if it feels terrifying, because you know in your guts you deserve to live bigger and more aligned with your purpose. It's prioritizing sleep and movement and eating well because you respect and love your body. Self-worth, it's taking action when you know you can. Even if fear accompanies that action, because you know you are worth whatever change it is that you desire. It's owning your shit, your trauma, your whatever, and doing the work to heal from it. To apologize to the people you've hurt, to understand you are human, and to do the hardest work of all, which is to forgive yourself, but also vow to do better. It's walking into a room of people you respect and understanding that your opinion of yourself is what matters most. That you can respect their advice and still choose something different that feels more aligned with your soul. It's allowing moments of silence to be part of your day. It's being comfortable in your skin because you're doing the work. It's meditating and facing your fears, your family members, your deepest, darkest shit because you know you are capable of being the person on the other side of it. And that's who you really are deep down. Self-worth, my friends. It is the portal to personal power. And oh my gosh, my mind is blown. The card I pulled is Portal. This is not an accident. I wrote this episode earlier this week, and I wrote the sentence, self-worth, my friends, is the portal to personal power. And I drew the card, Portal. Self-worth is the force behind our decisions. It's the force behind the way we show up in the world. It's the force behind our actions. It's the force behind who we are in this lifetime, who our soul came here to be. And according to this card that I drew, now is the time for you to step into that power. And in order to experience this personal power, we have to, it is vitally important that we do this, respectfully decline anyone's point of view that clouds our heart's desires, or our soul's inklings, or our moral compass, or our understanding of integrity. You, beautiful listener, you determine your life, and what a beautiful thing that is. No one else determines it for you. It's up to you. So in 2022, may you know, experience, act on, and own your power. May you become the next best version of yourself, and may you feel the kind of joy and satisfaction that spills over. And according to this card that I pulled today for this episode, you are not alone. There are forces beyond what your eyes can see that are pushing you in the most loving way forward. May you be blessed and blessed and blessed some more this day. Thank you for listening.